What a bad start for me. Getting like 5 out, I believe, 15 at the Golden Globes for the movie side. Goodness gracious, that was just a bad move for myself. Well, let's see how more bad these predictions are going to be as we're coming to another televised award show that really just mostly likes to predict the Oscars and not actually going what they call themselves critics. Yes, that is right. This Sunday, in January 14th, will be the 29th Critics' Choice Awards. That will be airing, of course, once again on the CW, with Chelsea Handler once again hosting the event. And like the Golden Globes, and even with the Screen Actors Guild Awards, which they announced their nominations today on this January 10th recording, they also do television. And as always, I am not going to do television here at the Critics' Choice Awards, but I would like to mention the two special awards that are going to be handed out. The hashtag See Her Award, which would go to America Ferrera. If this would have made sense, it would have been Taylor Swift, I would have said. And the Career Achievement Award this year is going to Harrison Ford. So those are the two that are being mentioned, and now let's kick this up in our predictions for the Critics' Choice, starting up in the technical categories. For Best Original Song, I'm going to try again with I'm Just Ken, because sometimes the Golden Globes like to go with big-name celebrities, and I feel like specifically that I'm Just Ken could be more the Critics' Choice favorite to see if that wins, because I honestly don't want to see Billie Eilish winning again for the second time. But then again, Mahershala Ali and Roger Deakins won their second Oscar 2 years after their first, so maybe her and Phineas can do again. But I'm just going to stick with I'm Just Ken here, and to see if we have a little bit of a neck-and-neck battle between Mark Ronson and Billie Eilish. Best Original Score, I think Oppenheimer is going to be fine here, so I think that is also going to be a good thing here. Best Hair and Makeup, I think they're going to go with Maestro, I believe. Now, there is a possibility Poor Things could also win this one, because I can see that's the only competition it has. In fact, out of all the ones in this, the makeup and hairstyling nominees, the only three that are in the Oscar shortlist are Maestro, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. So I think it would be more likely Maestro. For costume design and production design, I'm combining them both. Barbie is easily going to win over here at Critics' Choice, because I think Poor Things is most likely going to win production design and costume design at the BAFTAs, because it is definitely going to be a neck-to-neck battle between those two. Best Visual Effects, just because it's here, I think they are going to stick with Oppenheimer, so I feel like that's going to be the more likely thing that will most likely happen. For Best Film Editing, once again, I think Oppenheimer is going to most likely take this one as well. Cinematography, also Oppenheimer, so no big major surprises whatsoever. On to the featured film category. So for foreign language film, it is a toss-up between Anatomy of a Fall and The Zone of Interest, but since Anatomy of a Fall has additional nominations, and The Zone of Interest, I believe, has no additional nominations, nope, because Anatomy of a Fall has 3, I think Anatomy of a Fall will most likely win, with Society of the Snow only getting 2 nominations. Now, it's odd that Godzilla -1 is there, but here for foreign language film, but not for visual effects, and that's very interesting. Animated feature, I think this is where Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, although The Boy and the Heroine did show us a bit of a competition race, because Boy and the Heroine could also win at BAFTA, because it is also their chance to give Miyazaki their win, because it kind of makes sense also the Globes, because the animated categories were not created until, I believe, 2006 for both the ceremonies, so I can see The Boy and the Heroine winning over there at BAFTA. So I can see, Boy and the Heroine wins, BAFTA and Critics' Choice, Spider-Verse wins. No, wait, Boy and the Heroine, Globe, and BAFTA, Spider-Verse, Globe, Critics' Choice, and the Producers Guild. And I think they're going to split at the Annies since they do the best mainstream animated feature and the best independent animated feature. I think they're going to win their respective awards on that. So they're going to be neck and neck until Oscar night. Best Comedy, I know it would make sense to go with Barbie here, but sometimes if I'm correct, they don't usually go with the Best Picture winner nominee here a lot. Like, although they did with Licorice Pizza, but yeah, they went with Glass Onion, although it was up for picture. They went with that over The Banshees of Inisherin. They did went with Licorice Pizza, but then you look like Palm Springs beat Borat's subsequent movie film, although that was not a picture nominee. But here's like a couple great examples, like The Big Sick beating Lady Bird, Crazy Rich Asians beating The Favorite, and Dolomite Is My Name beating Jojo Rabbit. Now, I do think there will be at least one picture winner, and I think that's going to be The Holdovers. I think because it's probably the more feel-good one, especially that's when you kind of get in comedies when they are really feel-good. I think The Holdovers will win here for comedy. On to acting ensemble. I feel like Barbie is most likely going to win at SAG, most likely. But here's the thing. They sometimes don't go with the SAG winner here, because they went with The Favorite, they went with The Irishman. Okay, they did match with Trial of the Chicago 7. Yeah, I think it's going to be Barbie, because I'm looking at this because obviously sometimes they don't match SAG sometimes, and sometimes they might even go with something that's not nominated, so this could be the chance for The Color Purple to win here. Young actor or actress, I think since Dominic Sessa's here, it makes the most sense, because it would make sense for Milo Machado-Garno in Anatomy of a Fall to win this, because I heard a lot of people love his performance, but I think Dominic Sessa is the most likely one, and Appy Ryder Forster for Are You There God Is Me, Margaret's kind of lingering in the corner. Now, on to the big 8. Adapted screenplay. First off, I just want to say I am so glad I have predicted Barbie for adapted all year from August. Never took it an original, and I'm happy I called it. The pre-existing character rule, why Barbie's going to adapt it. So, I'm kind of glad I've stuck with it all year. So, you see proof of that in all my Oscar nomination predictions from August through December. I kept it adapted. So, obviously, it's not here, of course, and I think Poor Things is most likely going to take this one, and most likely at BAFTA. Now, original, obviously, if this was actual critics, I would think Past Lives would make the most sense. And I think at the moment, it's between that and The Holdovers for the Oscar, and even Anatomy of a Fall is a potentiality, but it's not here at the Critics' Choice. If Anatomy of a Fall wins at BAFTA, I think it's now going to win the Oscar, but I still think it's right now between Past Lives and The Holdovers. However, since Barbie is here, I think they are going to go with Barbie here. Supporting actress, Da'Vine Joy Randolph. I forget, is it Da'Vine Joy Randolph? I forgot how they were pronouncing it out of the Globes, but I think her sweep is definitely going to be continuing on here. Supporting actor, I'm going to try with Ryan Gosling again, because I still think if we are not going to see a Downey sweep, because I feel like Downey is most likely winning at BAFTA, I think Critics' Choice would be a Barbie Night specifically, because the Globes really went all in on Oppenheimer. I think Critics' Choice are going to go all in on Barbie. So that's why I'm going to say Ryan Gosling over Robert Downey Jr. here at Critics' Choice. Actress, I think it's most likely going to be Lily Gladstone. Emma Stone is definitely lingering around the corner, I would say, but behind her. There is a possibility Carey Mulligan could win this, but I think she might be more at front at BAFTA, I would say. Actor, I have kind of feel like I think we're going to see something similar to the actor race last year, where although Paul Giamatti could potentially win this, and it could go into the 2014 race, and 18 race, where the where it was Michael Keaton versus Eddie Redmayne, where they both won their respective Globes. Keaton won Critics' Choice, but Eddie Redmayne won everywhere else at SAG and BAFTA and got the Oscar. That's happened in 2018 with Christian Bale and Rami Malek. Both won their respective Globes. Bale won Critics' Choice, Malek won SAG, BAFTA, and the Oscar. So there is a possibility you could say Giamatti would be Michael Keaton and Christian Bale, and Cillian Murphy is Eddie Redmayne and Rami Malek. Because there is a possibility that Murphy could be the more likely actor winner if he starts winning the Best Actor race. But I'm going to go something similar right now for what happened last year. Austin Butler this year, I would say, is Cillian Murphy. This year's Brendan Fraser, I would say right at the moment, Bradley Cooper. Now, the thing is, it might not make sense, but a lot of industry people in the actual industry, by the way, are obsessed with Maestro from what I've been hearing. So, I feel like Cooper is in front for both Critics' Choice and SAG, and Murphy most likely going to win at BAFTA, and wins the Drama Globe. I think that's where we're kind of going to be seen, where Murphy's going to be Austin Butler, Bradley Cooper is going to be Brendan Fraser. So I'm saying Bradley Cooper wins here. Best Director, now, Gerwig is a threat to go here at the Critics' Choice, but I think they're going to continue the Christopher Nolan sweep. And for Best Picture, I'm saying Barbie here, because here's the thing. As I stated, Oppenheimer was the Globes night, and the fact that here at Critics' Choice they gave it 18 nominations, I think this is going to be a Barbie night. So, yeah, basically probably one of the weaker ceremonies that just blatantly predicts the Oscars, although, if I'm correct, last year they almost matched. Sometimes they have, sometimes they don't, but they were pretty almost similar to the Oscars last year. It's just except for supporting actress and actress. So, yeah, sometimes they just most likely predict the Oscars, so I think this is going to be more of a Barbie night, although Oppenheimer will have a couple of technical wins and director. So, yeah, that's basically it. I believe the next video for the movie award show will be in about a week, I would say. Next weekend, either in the 20th or the 21st, will be my final Oscar nomination predictions. So be on the lookout for that next weekend.